The White House. Why is it called the White House, you might be wondering? And it originally was painted in a lime wash, which is a white, normally, wash that they put over buildings. I've talked about this before with castles and a lot of old buildings, they would use this technique. However, with the White House, they would always be refurbishing it so it stayed white versus after a while, lime wash will rub off and you have to be reapplying it, and so it'll lose a lot of its brilliant shine. Whereas originally with the White House, they did not do that. And then in, I think it was 1818, if I remember correctly, they switched over to using lead paint, which is super bright white. And they painted the entire thing, and they add new coats of paint to the White House every single year. About 600 gallons of white paint goes onto the outside of the White House. And then I feel like it was like 300 to 400 gallons of paint are on the insides every year. Every 30 years, they completely strip back all 30 layers and then they add a new layer on. And they do this every 30 years or so. Now, it wasn't actually called the White House officially until Teddy Roosevelt changed the name officially to the White House. Before that, it was called the Presidential Palace, the Executive Residence, different things like that. Well, people did colloquially call it the White House. It wasn't official until Teddy Roosevelt.